After giving birth to our first child, I waited months, healing, hoping, for the moment we could finally be intimate again. But when it happened, it lasted less than 3 minutes. And then he looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You're not as tight down there anymore." That night, something inside me snapped. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I made a vow. If he could play dirty, I'd change the rules of the game. What I did next? He never saw coming. After months of healing and waiting, our doctor finally gave us the all clear. I could resume intimacy with my husband. Naturally, he was excited. It had been a while, and the moment came quickly. Too quickly. In less than 3 minutes, it was over. But what shattered me wasn't the speed. It was what he said right after with a casual shrug. "You're not as tight down there anymore." That single sentence, it hit harder than labor ever did. I sat there, stunned, half numb, half broken. This was our first child. Sure, the pregnancy was unexpected. We had hoped to wait 6 months after the wedding, but one missed step and the withdrawal method failed. I got pregnant within a month. We considered not going through with it, but in the end, we chose to keep the baby. And now, after 9 months of carrying his son, enduring every physical and emotional storm, this was how he repaid me? That night marked a shift. Physically, emotionally, sexually, we grew distant. He never touched me again for a long while, but I wasn't just going to sit and cry. No, I made a quiet vow. If he could play the game, then I could change the rules. At first, I started paying closer attention. Little things, his late-night calls, changed passwords, unusual silence. One night, he forgot to lock his phone, and curiosity took over. I used his fingerprint while he slept, and there it was. Chats, flirting, plans, a hotel meeting scheduled with a random woman. My chest tightened, but my resolve hardened more. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to beg. I had a different plan. That Friday, I traced him to the hotel. He was at the bar with his friends, laughing, drinking, waiting for their guests. I walked in, head held high, and sat at a table right next to his, making sure he saw me. His expression shifted immediately, pale, tense. His glass almost slipped from his hand. I didn't yell, I didn't accuse. Instead, I calmly ordered a drink. And then, in full view, I brought out our baby and began to breastfeed. That moment broke him. He stood up, flustered, and came to my side. "Let's go home," he said quietly. I didn't need to say a word. That night, I won. He had no idea what I was up to. While he kept planning his escapades, I kept sabotaging them, without ever raising my voice. At home, I focused on healing, not just emotionally, but physically too. I dove deep into Kegel exercises, day after day, and I started learning the art of vaginal locking, quietly, patiently, strategically. Then came the final straw. I tracked him again, another supposed night out with friends. This time I arrived just in time to see a lady slipping her hand into his trousers in a dark corner of the bar. I didn't scream, I didn't fight. I simply walked over, placed our son gently in his lap, and then walked away to another table, and drank myself into a stupor. Before passing out, I told the bartender, "When I'm too drunk to stand, call my husband, that man holding the baby." The embarrassment was his to carry. The next morning, I woke up groggy, disoriented, and saw him pacing the room, cradling our child. He didn't speak. He couldn't even look me in the eye. Something in him had changed. Days passed. Then one evening, he came home with flowers and a small bag of gifts. "I'm sorry," he whispered, "for everything." His voice cracked. He almost knelt. I didn't expect it, but I felt something melt inside. That night, I promised him a surprise. After our son fell asleep, I walked into the living room. No words, just tension. The unspoken weight of months of silence. We took our time, no rush. Slow, sensual, reconnecting. But the moment he tried to penetrate, I saw the doubt flicker across his face. Was I tighter? I handed him some lube. "Try again," I said with a smile. And then I tightened, So much so, he almost gave up. When I finally let him in, I gripped him with strength he hadn't known before. In seconds, he was done. His pride was visibly bruised. I wanted to laugh, even call him 2-minute man. But I held back. I reached for him again. This time with tricks I had learned. He was stunned. And when he came a second time, gasping, he asked breathlessly, Where did you learn all this?" I looked him dead in the eye. "You mocked me for giving you a son." His arms wrapped around me. He apologized again, over and over. We made love like it was the first time, and the second, and the third. The months of pain, silence, betrayal, all slowly gave way to healing, trust, and something resembling love. The lesson. Sometimes strength isn't about confrontation. It's in the silence, the strategy, the growth. I gave him a child, and he doubted me. But in the end, I reclaimed my power and reminded him who I truly was. A woman who broke, healed, and rose stronger. If this story touched something in you, you're not alone. I share real, raw stories like this to remind women of their strength, even in silence. If you felt seen, if you've ever been underestimated or broken but kept rising, subscribe and share this story and check out this next one.